Hi there, I'm Jolene Kent. This is 4for4 Tech, where we discuss 4 tech topics in just 4 minutes. First up, Amazon wants to bring you packages with a drone. And now Domino's Pizza wants to deliver a pizza with a drone. But this one, which has just hit the road, it doesn't fly. So, Jen, the robot's called Drew. It's actually kind of cute. What does it do? How does it work?
You're right. It's a droid. It scoots along. It only goes 12 miles away from the store, so it's not anything crazy innovative yet. But it's interesting that you can, in Australia now, order a pizza and have it delivered by a droid instead of a human, and we'll see what happens. But they're not going to replace humans yet, so that's good.
What do you think, James? You look skeptical.
I mean, it does look cute. It looks cool.
Yeah.
It's been tested in Queensland. I can only presume that it's been tested in an extremely low-crime area because, like, what are the chances of these drones hitting the streets of New York?
Oh, my gosh.
And
Can you
people just
imagine?
like, oh, there's my dinner. I'm going to have that pizza. I'm straight in.
I will take it, please, right now.
What's it going to do? How's it going to fight it off?
And that's why it should fly, because it's much harder to intercept something
Of course.
that's in the air. And then if it's on the road, like, who's going to regulate it? Because we know the FAA is going to want to regulate all the drones in the air. So who's going to regulate the drones in the road? Like, it's going to work in Australia, but never in the U.S.
I don't know, 12 miles, though. You can do a lot of pizza delivery in Manhattan in 12 miles, right?
That's
so,
true.
I don't know, I'm fully on board. Okay, well, that's the buzzer. We know now, of course, that texting while driving is very dangerous. You do not want to do it. And soon you could be actually thrown in prison for texting and walking. A new bill proposed in New Jersey would fine people up to $50 or 15 days behind bars or both. So, Sherilyn, this may sound kind of silly, but I've seen a lot of people walking the streets of downtown New York and almost getting hit. I have a policy personally. As soon as I get to a curb, I am heads up, no phone, all the way across the street. And I try to do it on the sidewalks too. So what's the deal with this law?
I personally think your policy is really good. I think that they've looked at distracted driving injuries over the past few years, and it's increased a lot, and a lot of it's to do with texting while walking, and a lot of people do it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't do it because I hate it. There's better ways to communicate on the road, but I think that jail time is a ridiculous penalty for something like that, though.
Seems like a lot. 15 days, right?
It's a lot. Like, imagine yourself in the yard with someone. You're like, what are you in for? I'm like, oh, here for texting while walking. Someone else is here for armed robbery. That's like...
That's really fair perspective.
That's crazy, yeah.
It's draconian, it is. I mean, I'll grant you. But it's kind of, maybe it's just out there to get this debate going. Like, we're all talking about and thinking about our texting while walking habits now. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But yeah, I mean, 15 days, that's crazy.
Jen, this is probably a broader conversation, too, about public safety, right?
Right. So incidents related to this have gone up 35% since 2010. That, to me, is pretty insane because think about it. How many people have walked into roads without looking, like you said, or into poles? It's dangerous.
It actually is dangerous, and you also don't want to be embarrassed by it because someone will definitely take a video. Well, speaking of smartphones, are you addicted to yours? I definitely am. And if you can't stop checking your phone, apparently it's not just your email or your text that you're after. It's your personality that's part of the problem. So, James, what kind of person, I don't even want to know the answer here, are we talking about?
Yeah, I think we're all a little bit sheepish around this one. So psychologists at Temple University have done a study. They're basically saying that if you can't stop checking your phone, you may have trouble controlling your impulses. Also, you're probably likely to be a person who can't really handle delayed gratification. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like these things, I do check my phone a lot, but I can't handle delayed gratification. It just depends on what it is.
So, Cheryl, do you think that's unfair then? Because the nature of work these days is constant communication.
I feel bad that I'm the only one here who has her phone on her while doing this.
No,
Wait,
you're not
oh my
the
gosh,
only
we all have
Me too.
It's a 50% thing. I think that, I mean, during the work hours I do that. It's more of a professional thing. But when I'm off work, I like to leave it at home. And I think I'm a person who controls my impulses pretty well. So I think that that study has a lot of basis in, you know, reality.
All right. So, Jen, where do you fall on this? How long can you go without checking your phone?
Not very long. This study was made for me. I meant to have it here so I could have done a little joke playing with it, but I use it all the time and I check it constantly, so I don't know. It's not good.
All right. Well, for Apple, small is the new big. The iPhone maker just launched the new SE, a 4-inch, more powerful iPhone aimed at first-time Apple customers and all those people who haven't upgraded to the larger iPhone 6 yet, or the 6 Plus. So Sherilyn, I just got back from Cupertino myself. What did you think of the SE? There was a lot of skepticism on the ground.
It's like a refresh of the 5S, and it's a better processor. You've got cool new features like live photos and a better camera. But I think for me the most groundbreaking fact is that it's only $399. It's the first time Apple has launched a new phone below $500. But then again, it's kind of an old phone, so there's that. I don't know. It's for people with small hands, basically.
Or they just want a smaller phone, right?
A smaller phone.
We could go into Donald Trump here, but look, we do know, James, that sales for Apple and the iPhone could actually decline for the first time year over year this current quarter. Does this move the needle?
Well, I mean, you've got to think about it in terms of, like, not just in the US, but, like, it's been aimed at a lot of developer markets, like, and there's a big demand for something like that in these places. And I do think there's a lot of people out there like me, like, I've got a 5S, I don't want a 6, I don't want a 6 Plus, like, Trump can make out of that what he will. But, like, so, yeah, I'm going to be...
You know what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Jen?
Where's the innovation? All they did was tinker with sizes, tinker with prices. They lowered the price of Apple Watch, which was supposed to be their brand new product last year, by $50. I just don't see where the innovation is, and I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
All right on time. Thank you all so much for being here. You know what we think, but now tell us what you think using the hashtag 4for4Tech. Until next week, we'll be here. I'm Jolene Kent. I'll see you later.